So the certificate generator in TrackEd works like a mail merge feature for any found set that you have in TrackEd. So you can do a find using TrackEd and then generate certificates for that group of students and then recall those certificates or see history of those over time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use one of our find options called the engagement search. And that lets me search anything that's on the engagement list view. One of the columns here, column 23, is for the year-to-date percentage attendance. And this is telling me how I need to format these when I'm doing my searches. But I'm now going to do a search for greater than 0.99, which is 99% attendance for the year. And we'll find those students. So in the Year 12 cohort, I had 7 students that match that criteria. Now I can, on this list page, actually use this button here for create certificates, or I can go back to the profile page. I've still got my 7 students in the found set, and I can go to report options and then create certificates. Okay, we've still got the old original template that we built for TrackEd, or we've got these 2 new ones which, like I said, work like a mail merge function. So in this case, I'm going to choose the A for landscape, and we'll create those certificates for all of these 7 students. So that's now going to load my certificate generator page. Here I can reuse a past certificates, or I can create a new certificate. In this case, I'll create a new one just to show you how that works. This is giving me a memo so that I remember what this was used for and can recall it from this list if I'd like. So once I've chosen that, I end up with a blank page where I can click anywhere on this page to add mail merge text. We've added a little ruler here to help you get that lined up. However, you may need to do a little bit of guessing and checking to get these if you're using a pre-printed background. So I've now clicked onto the page and I can add first name, space, last name, and apply those changes. And that will then put the student's name on the page in that location that I chose. So as I click through each of the students here, I can see each of their names using this format. Now let's say I want to format that a little bit more. I can toggle this little formatting bar on and off at the top. So when I click that, I can see the formatting bar. I can highlight the text, maybe change this to size 24, italics and still centered, maybe change the font. Okay, so that's all set, and then I just hit apply changes and that will update the information for that field there for me. Okay, I can add a little note. I'll click down below for near perfect attendance in 2018. Okay, so I can apply that one. And I can actually put their year-to-date percentage on the chart here as well. So apply those changes. So as we now click through those students, you can see all the information that would update. And if I was printing on a pre-printed background, I could then choose PDF or print, and that would just print that text out into the PDF ready to print. Okay, another thing I could do if I'd like is I can add my own background, so you can import your own stored background. If you are going to do that, make sure it's of a high enough resolution that it prints well, and just be aware as well that there'll be a margin around the outside depending on your printer that may not print. So for those reasons, a pre-printed background is often the best way to go. But that's how you add your own background before you do your PDF and print view. Okay, so once you've added this, you've done your print job, you've got your certificates, you can actually then view the history for those certificates for each student. So down the bottom here, there's one tab option called Notes and Certificates. And if I scroll down through the history here, I have that perfect attendance that I've just added, and I can click Go for all of these students, and it'll return that same found set of 7 students here. If I ever wanted to redo certificates using the same pre-printed background, instead of hitting New Certificate, I would actually just reuse the past certificate here, and that would fill in that information with all of the text, the mail merge settings, and everything lined up in the right places. So that's the certificate generator in TrackEd, often used for attendance, academic awards, sporting awards, anything that TrackEd can track. You can do a found set, generate your certificates straight out of TrackEd.